Sorry?
Oh, and then we went Casey's house after that.
Oh, yes. But then we learned is from Indonesia.
I see.
Yeah, he's in Indonesia actually now, in Medan with Bella also from there. They are siblings, in fact.
Okay, we will pass over to you, yeah?
Okay then.
Okay. See you all later.
Building relationships and helping others is what we do best. We are here to help you build on those strengths like never before. To meet people where they are, just like we've been doing since the beginning. Welcome to the evolution of entrepreneurship. Welcome to Amway Creators.
Amway gives us opportunity with products that fit everybody.
I decided I should go for something where I can promote healthy living.
I want to work and be with my family.
I want to have my own life, my own schedule.
Amway is the best thing I've ever done in my life. I'm an ABO.
I'm Amway Business.
Amway Business.
I'm the business owner.
Amway complements my lifestyle.
I just share my experiences with my product.
I use almost all products from Amway.
My favorite Amway product is Nutrilite All Plant Protein.
Artistry, skincare.
I'm a fitness boy, so I love protein.
Everybody wants to find supplements. Everybody thinking about healthy.
I like to be a part of fitness and health community.
Our Amway team is like a family.
We have different activities with my team. It's cooking, yoga class.
Sports activities.
Group meetings on parks.
I learn a lot and I share my own experience.
The best thing about working with Amway is the freedom.
Freedom of life, freedom from boss.
I work anywhere that I want.
We can work everywhere we want to work and how we want to work.
My location for work, it's right here in my telephone.
Our goals and dreams are very clear.
I want my children to look at me as their idol.
It's about how to achieve goals, how to stay motivated, how to dream.
To us, it's not even like work. It's like having a good time.
It's time to go pro. It's time to become a professional consumer. What's a professional consumer? Well, a professional is someone who earns money doing what others do for fun. Most people are consumers who just buy the things they buy day in and day out and hope they have some left over at the end of the month. But others have decided to go pro and think outside the box. A pro understands the powerful concept of revenue sharing. Revenue sharing is getting paid when someone buys products from companies you recommend. And it's changing the lives of families across America by creating income that can supplement or replace a job and even build a substantial retirement. Speaking of retirement, the traditional retirement option of setting aside an extra $500 or more per month to invest sounds great on paper, but it isn't working for the masses because they don't have it, or emergencies happen that take it away. So more and more people are realizing it's time to go pro. Here's why. Traditionally, companies pay millions and millions of dollars up front to advertise on TV, radio, newspaper, and the internet, not to mention the multi-million-dollar endorsements by celebrities and pro athletes. It's a very risky investment and very expensive. The pro consumer understands that companies love revenue sharing because they pay after the purchase instead of beforehand, a much safer method. And that money now goes to families instead of millionaire celebrities. Going pro doesn't mean selling, delivering, or inventorying any products. Going pro simply means shop and refer. Here's the bottom line. Going pro is a choice to receive higher quality products and the opportunity to create retirement-like income in just 1 to 2 years, simply by referring 4 to 5 other consumers who also want to go pro. And now they may even have that extra money to invest in the traditional retirement option too. For just $25 per month, you can become a prosumer member and receive your own version of the prosumer website with its powerful videos, all to help other consumers go pro like you. Prosumer uses revenue sharing to build its membership and grow the pro consumer movement. That way, you earn as you learn and share the prosumer option. It's truly a win-win opportunity for all who participate. It's all about people empowering people. It's time to go pro.
There are more than 7 billion people in the world, yet every body has essentially the same foundational nutrition needs. Most people, however, have a hard time satisfying these needs and aren't getting the essential nutrition their bodies crave. If you take the analogy of a house, imagine that proteins are the bricks that help our bodies grow and repair cells. These building blocks are one of 3 macronutrients: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Micronutrients, or vitamins and minerals, are the mortar that helps sustain life, and they help us create a really strong foundation. Phytonutrients, nutrients found in plants, help protect the integrity of the bricks and mortar. And omega-3 fatty acids, another macronutrient, help support the house's electricity and plumbing, or nervous and cardiovascular systems. You may not be eating enough of all these essential nutrients as part of your daily diet. The Nutrilite Foundational 4 helps ensure that everybody is getting the right amount of these essential building materials. All plant protein powder and Balanced Health Omega provide complete sources of protein and beneficial fatty acids. Double X, the ultimate dietary supplement, supplies an incredible 22 vitamins and minerals, as well as phytonutrients from 20 plant concentrates. And Concentrated Fruits and Vegetables offers phytonutrients equal to the amounts found in 10+ servings of fruits and vegetables. So, to ensure that you're getting the variety of nutrients you need, start with the Nutrilite Foundational 4 and give your body the kind of solid nutrient foundation it deserves. Nutrilite, the world's #1 selling brand of vitamins and dietary supplements.
Dear future generation, you see everything with a fresh pair of eyes. You are eager to learn and fearless to try. From your first taste of solids to your first jump, the world is your oyster and nothing can stop you. It is a big world out there, and I want to keep you safe before I let you soar. I hope you understand why I pay extra care when it comes to you and the food you eat. After all, we are what we eat. Dear future generation, I hope you realize the risks in food safety and the importance of knowing where your foods come from. From farm to table, traceability is important and necessary. That is why I choose only the best for you, from the ingredients we use to the supplements we take. They are the best of nature and science combined. Dear future generation, our personal health and the health of our families depend on the purity and safety of the products we buy. And so, I hope you'll make smart choices for your family when the time comes. Just like how I did for you. Love, Mom and Dad.
Okay, hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Home Globally. So I'm your host for tonight. My name is Bella. First of all, I would like to thank you, our founders, Diamond, Edwin Tan, and also Jeanette, to have this platform for us, okay, to learn. And then after, of course, we are all here to besides have a meeting, and of course we are going to learn and grow together, right? And I would also like to thank you, my upline mentor Tony and Casey, who has guided us, me and my team along in this business and this journey. Okay, so first of all, let me share my screen about the promotion of this month. So I would like to start from the promotion of Malaysia. Okay, so for Malaysian promotion, for any purchase of home care products that worth minimum 180 ringgit, can have purchase with this fridge organizer at a 18.9 ringgit. And also if you buy these selected Nutriact products with a minimum purchase of 250 ringgit, or 2 cartons of the XX energy drink, then can purchase with this Nutriact Classy Cutlery set at 12.9 ringgit. Okay, next. Buy now and pay later facility. So for more information, you can contact your active leader. Next is the Atmosphere Sky and Mini promotion. So any purchase of Atmosphere Sky, you can purchase with this beautiful cabin luggage, or the baking pan at certain price. And also for Atmosphere Mini, you can purchase with this multifunction healthy pot at 29 ringgit. Okay, next is the new ABO and APC. You can enjoy 3 coupons up to 80 ringgit within 90 days with minimum 200 ringgit per purchase. For Artistry new launch, okay, for every skin types, you can buy this bundle and then enjoy the 5% off as a set. Next is the Singapore promotion, okay, the new launching of the Nutriact Probiotic for women. And then next is the Spring Cartridge promo. So can get Spring water bottle with ice cube maker at only $8 with every Spring Cartridge purchase. And then next is the Artistry online special offer. So can get 5% off of those set of Artistry skin nutrition. Okay, next is the bundles. So you can choose any bundles that you like And then you can purchase with this artistry, the Masonic, at only 160 Sing dollar. The body key challenge is here, available until 30 June. So you can purchase any kind of those bundle and then enjoy the 5% off. For more information, can also contact your active leader. And then the Go Green bag, so you can get one eco bag at every purchase of $280 spent at Amway Singapore City Shop at a single receipt. So start from 2 to 30 April while the stock lasts. And then the anniversary of hybrid open house, so you can enjoy. You can write down the date. It is on 16 until 17 April, Saturday to Sunday, and 18 until 22 April, Monday to Friday. Okay, next is the launching of the Nutrilite Vitamin B Dual Action Rally. So you can also write down the date and don't miss up the opportunity to learn about the vitamin B. And also the buy now and pay later are also available in Singapore. Next is the Indonesian promotion. So for every purchase of the Atmosphere Mini, that you can purchase with this handheld vacuum cleaner with only 900,000 rupiahs. And for next promo is any purchase of the Nutrilite Artistry, Snap Skin or Personal Care, or also Amway Home, total 1.5 million. You can choose either one of these products below with special price. Okay, so this is our highlight for tonight. So I would like to introduce our speaker, which is Platinum Lewis and JunWen. So Lewis was a scholar who graduated from NUS Business School with 5 years experience, specialized in finance. And JunWen was graduated from SMU Business School with double major in communications and strategy. And she excelled in academics since young and received multiple awards and leadership roles. They start their business at 19 years old when they met their mentor and has built a strong asset-based income. So together, they are mentoring many people in various aspects such as entrepreneurship, leadership, and also personal finance. And also they are in the phase of taking their business to the rest of Asia. So let us type A8 and give them many, many flowers and applause to welcome them. So pass the mic to you, Lewis and JunWen.
Hey, all right. Hi, good evening, everyone. Yeah, so thank you, Bella, for really hosting us. And first of all, right, maybe can I trouble the EV to just spotlight me so that because me and JunWen will be together side by side. Thank you so much. Okay, so first of all, I want to thank Founders Diamond, Amy and Janet, as well as the founders, President Casey and Tony, for inviting us here to share. You know, actually, we are really we are here to be inspired and actually learn from all of you. And actually, for Founders Diamond, Amy and Janet, right, we actually have the privilege of hearing from them in various functions, conferences previously. And we have actually gained so much and learned so much, right, over the journey. Yeah, and I remember for myself, later we'll share a little bit about our story, but for people who do not know us, right, in my very first few months in business, I recall I was in NS, right, then I actually attended an OPP, right, in my NS uniform. Okay, and then I saw Casey giving her testimonial, and it was so, you see, there are so many things happen over the years, right? But it's so vivid because in terms of how Casey had really carried herself and sharing, right, with so much of elegance, and it's just something that I recall, and really so grateful to actually have the friendship and actually over the years. Wow, I mean, actually we are really quite a few more assured because, right, actually when we look at the room, we saw so many familiar faces, right, that in one way or another we interacted with. We saw Daryl, Helen, Wilun, Bella. So these are some people in one way or another we have actually interacted before. But we believe that we are foreign faces to many of you in this room. But first of all, right, actually we would like to start out by thanking our uplines, founders, Platinum, Kali and Hong Ming, Platinum Hua Xing, Founders Platinum William Anthony. So actually they are my uplines. They are really my coaches and mentors, right, who really guided me and really helped me to put the business together for so many years, right? And one of the reasons we are able to learn and build a business correctly is due to years of mentorship and guidance from them, ever since I was 19 years old when I came into the business. Yeah.
So hi everyone, JunWen here. We'll share our story in a short while, but I think just to give you an idea, an outline of what we'll be sharing in the next, I think 45 minutes or so. So we'll be sharing 3 main portions. Part 1 will be on our story, like our journey with Amway. Second is really the rewards of the business. So we'll share some slides, some photos. I think it'll be quite interesting. And then part 3 will be really like our journey, our struggles, and the breakthroughs that we had, like being, I guess, a Q12 for quite a few years, and then how did we break through to Ruby, and then breaking up Platinum in depth. So and maybe if we still have time after that, we can have a very short Q&A. So I just a short and very important disclaimer, because what we share today, right, is really based on our experiences and what worked for our business. But before implementing anything new for the first time, I'll just check back with your active growing upline, because they know your business best. So we try we do our best to not really like teach or train, but just sharing like some of the things that has worked for us.
All right. So maybe to start out with our story, right? A little bit of my background for I think maybe most of you haven't really know us well or heard about background. So I'll just share a little bit of my story. So I grew up in a very average household in Singapore. My mom is a housewife, dad is a taxi driver. So I think you can imagine, right? There's really not a lot of money in the family. I didn't really get to travel much when I was younger because there's not much of money, right? My dad is just a taxi driver. But I remember when I was 13 years old, right? My parents have some money to bring my family to Australia for a holiday. And the only reason is because, right, they sold their house, moved to another house, so they got a few $1,000s, and that's how we got to travel. So since in my younger days, right, I really, want to actually travel more, want to have a better life. Okay, so actually growing up, I really desire for wealth, because for me, I just want to have a better life in the future. So to me, right, and that's something that drives me for so many years. To me, I see that having more money means having more options, right? In terms of the places we can travel to, the home we can stay in, etc. Okay, but however, at that point in time, don't have a mentor in life, right? Because I don't think I can get advice from my parents. So the only way I think that I can do well in life, right, just to study hard, have good grades, get a scholarship, and go to a good university and have a good job. And actually, that's what I did. I went to a local university, it's NUS. I studied in business school. So when I came out, right, actually I worked in the finance investment line for many years. Okay, so back to, so in Singapore, right, we need to do this thing called national service, serve the army. So around that period of time, I came across a book, right, called Multiple Streams of Income. So relevant to our business, right? But when I came across the book, it's really mind-boggling. Because, right, for the first time in my life, I started to realize, right, that life is not just about having a job. It helps me to see the possibility, right, that I can develop multiple streams of income that can secure my financials, right, and potentially have a better life. So the seed of multiple income stream, right, was planted in me at that point in time. And this is a very important milestone for me because later on in my last few years, right, that's what we actually have been enjoying, having 4 income streams, right, because of me and my wife's income, because of the business income, and also because of investment income as well. Now, how I saw the business, okay, is that actually I was like 19 years old. I was halfway in NS, right? During a friend's gathering, I have a very good friend of mine. Her name is Kyling. I think some of you probably have met her, maybe in some events or sessions, right? So she just asked me whether would I be interested to make additional income on the side. To be honest, at that point in time, I was really excited to find out about the opportunity. However, what happened, right, is that when I saw the OPP, I was very skeptical. When I saw the circles thing, right, really I have some prior experience on that, right? So I was very, very skeptical. And you know what happened, right? This is a real story. Halfway in the OPP, right, I told Kylie that I need to go off for a driving lesson. It's real, I need to go off for a driving lesson halfway. So I didn't even finish the plan. I didn't even know it's Amway. I didn't know anything about it. There are 3 things, right, that saved me to understand the opportunity. Now, this is something that is very close to my heart because, right, I realized, right, that if you can understand the business at a young age, no matter what age you are, you can understand young, you actually, right, can put the business together, right, in 5 years, 10 years time. However, a lot of people, right, they can't understand the opportunity. And the reality is that we feel that it's their losses, right? If you can understand it well, right, it's just about what we do with it. So there are 3 things, right, that saved me really. The very first thing is that Kailing passed me a CD. All right, I think you guys also have like used CDs or audios, right? This CD, right, was critical to open my mind because, right, the speaker was financially retired in his 40s. He was an ex-VP of Citibank in the US, which related to me a lot, you know, because I wanted to, that time I was 19, I want to go to business school, I potentially want to work in bank next time. Okay, so that's the first thing, right, that maybe is a hint that is important, right, to help guests or, you know, potential prospects, right, to understand the business, have some materials that will be useful for them. The second thing that saved me, right, was this. During my bus ride, right, you know, I want to go driving lesson. I remember I called Kailing. I was very, very skeptical. You know, I gave her a lot of negatives, right? You know what's the best thing she did for me? The best thing she did for me, right, was that she didn't respond to my negativity. You know what she did? She said that, hey, Louis, you know, since I shared the CD with you, right, why not, right, go through the CD first, you know, then write down my questions and then we discuss again. What a great advice. Because, right, when she said that, it makes sense, you know. So I went home, right, and I really listened to the CD, right, and that is the point where I started to be a bit more open-minded. I started to be a bit more curious. You see, sometimes, you know, I was poor back then. I was 19, right? I was in NS, right? But someone that is, you know, poor still have his own opinions, right? But however, actually, I started to be curious and realize that, hey, what if this is a real opportunity? What if it can transform my lifestyle and it can give my parents a better life? So that is the second thing that saved me. Now, what's the third thing that saved me, right, was that Kailing and her husband, that time not her husband, that time is our upline homing, right? They sat me down for a follow-up. After the follow-up, they did the next best thing. They invited me, right, to a weekly meeting, you know. So in that weekly meeting, right, is where I saw the team. I saw people who are in teaching profession building the business. So in that room, right, there is this guy that is a CID officer. You know, I'm just like, oh, you know, there are so many people from different professions building a business. I start to realize that, hey, I actually kind of feel comfortable with the environment. So this is really a little bit about, you know, like kind of what saved me, right, from to understand the opportunity. Now, let me share with you, right, why I started the business. Because, you know, like a lot of people out there, whether they are guests or potential prospects, right, the way I think, right, maybe some of their thinking mindset as well. Now, there are 5 things, right, 5 reasons why I started the business. The very first reason, now this may be shocking to you, but it's not so surprising, right? I don't like to sell products to people around me. I study hard, right, go to business school, want to do finance, right, not because I like to sell stuff, but I love the idea, right, that people around me like to make extra income. So what attracted me in the business initially was not really the idea that, oh, can sell products. What initially attracted me is that, hey, there's an opportunity that, you know, anyone can actually make some money on the side. You know, so that's the first thing, right, that attracted me. It's really not about Amway initially. It's really not about, you know, selling product. Now, the second thing is that it just makes a lot of sense to me that my parents, my family is already spending a lot of money on household products. But then now, right, if I can have a business that have the products in my own business, I can save some money and make some profits, right? It just makes so much sense to me. So this is the second thing, right, that really captured my reason why I think it makes sense to start a business. Now, the third thing, at that point in time, right, I started to learn about investments. I was a very novice, of course, right? I was very new and stuff like that. But in every investment, we look at the upside and we look at the downside. And to myself, right, I realized that, hey, when I look at the downside, there's not much downside. However, the upside, right, is unlimited. I realized, right, that if I can cap my downside, I can actually, right, if I make the business work, it can actually change my life, you know, and definitely in many ways, right, it have done so. So that's the third thing I realized. The fourth thing is that you remember I wanted to think about multiple income streams. So I say that, hey, if this is a vehicle that potentially enable me to develop another additional income stream, why not? So that's my fourth reason. And my fifth reason is mentorship. So in the meeting where Kailing invited me to, right, I actually met my coaches and mentors. Like, they are 8 years older than me. There's a gentleman, William, right? He's 15 years older than me. Something that this idea just came to me. My goodness, I'm not confident in doing business. I don't know whether I will succeed, but something I know for sure is that if I spend time with them, I'm able, right, to learn their thought processes, I gain some experiences, I get the benefit anyway. So this is a very simple reason, right, how I got attracted to the opportunity. And I started, right, and I never looked back. From someone that's very, very skeptical, one CD and one function, right, one association, right, allow me to actually start the business. So that's a little bit of my initial story. I pass it on to JunWen to hear her side of the story.
Yeah, so I mean, mine is a bit shorter because I was a super green light when I saw the business. I saw the business at 19 years old as well, when I was starting uni in SMU. So mine was a one-to-one OPP at McDonald's. I remember thinking that it was super simple and I could make a lot of money. And then I even asked my sponsors upline because I was so confused. I asked him, this sounds like a great opportunity, but wouldn't everyone join the business? That was my concern. Like, wouldn't everyone join? And then, like, what if no one joins me? But yeah, because in my eyes, right, everything was really done for you. Like Amway as a manufacturer, investing in R&D, logistics, warehousing, marketing, etc. For me, I only had to expand and build a team. To me, in the eyes of, like, if let's say I were to start a company like Amway, I mean, who knows how long I will need to get my company to Amway size, right? It was just a very straightforward yes to me that actually it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so I joined the business. But of course, my parents were, they had some reservations. So my mom was a Malaysian, and then she heard about Amway before. And then her impression of Amway is that it's very difficult. It's a lot of door-to-door sales and etc. Yeah, so she wasn't very open. But my dad was more open. He was like, just let her try, Anyway, the capital layout, there's so much capital layout, if she don't like, she can just quit. That was his idea at that point in time. Let her learn something new. Yeah, so I was like, okay. So that was how I started. And actually my sponsor, right, we were not really friends, we were acquaintances. Yeah, so and I met her, right, only because I was at my friend's house, and then she went to my friend's home to return some books. And I only met her once or twice. So I joined the business by a very thin line of fate. So if we did not exchange numbers or she did not call her acquaintances, actually I wouldn't be here. So right, I always tell my team that honestly, don't have to hesitate to reach out because you never know who will join the business. In fact, in our team, actually we do encourage them to like reach out to their list of names when they first join, maybe like around every 6 to 8 months, because down the road, right, and they do sponsor people from there, because down the road, things might change for some of them, right? Like a no is not a forever no, because things change, people change. Yeah, so just a bit on my background, like why I was really looking, because I wanted to earn more money, right? Because I mean, like Louise, I come from a very average household. I have a twin sister. So I guess our expenses are like doubled every time we go into uni or school. And when I was younger, my parents would quarrel a bit over money. But I grew up in an environment with a lot of love. Like my sister and my parents would kiss our parents. I mean, my sister and I would kiss our parents goodnight every night. Yeah, but then, and in those times, right, I distinctly remember that my mom, she's a very, very good saver. She will always teach us to be very thrifty with our money and always say that money is not easily earned and things like that. So when I grew up, I also had that habit to keep saving and keep saving. Later I'll share like how come I realized that that wasn't the way to go. Because I mean, wealth accumulation is not just about saving, but it's about earning more money, right? And when I was, I mean, maybe I'll just share it now, but when I was comparing with Louis, when I first joined the business, like assuming that maybe we were earning 4,000 a month, for example, maybe from our careers, right? And then we had to spend 2,000. So my savings was 2,000. But because maybe Louis had this business, what's that? Oh, maybe because Louis had this business, right? So he actually had maybe additional 4,000 of income from the business. And his savings, right, is 6,000. Right? Cost 2K from maybe career, 4K from business. And then I realized that, wow, actually, if you have additional source of income, everything that is additional is really additional. Like initially I saved 2K, but now I can save 6K. It's like a triple. Yeah, so that was like a very new concept to me because I grew up having a different concept. And then I realized that I really had to have an additional source of income. Yeah, so that was like also one of the main reasons, right? Why I was drawn to this business. And yeah, so and also it was through this business that I learned things about like retiring parents early, giving them a better life. And I saw that in the OPP, that wow, I could really do that. So I joined the business. Yeah. So I think this is just like a very short story of our background, a bit of like how it got started. I'll just share some slides because we do have quite a bit of photos. Yeah, so it's not so dry just listening to what we say, right? But we'll be sharing like some rewards of the business. Yeah, and I really, really love some of the photos. Let me just quickly share.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can see, right? Yeah, so yeah, I guess part one, like our story that we covered, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we started off with really about story, how we saw the business, right? And this part is a little bit about why we feel building a business is worth it. That's why even for us, even in the business for a while, we still really enjoy the business, right? Enjoy building it on the side.
Yeah, so I mean, for us, we are still working full time in our career. We work the business part time. And in our career, I would say we do quite okay. Like we earn quite a decent amount from our careers, but we understand that a career is really not the way to go. We also share more later, but that's why like the rewards that you see here is very, very important to us. Yeah, because some things honestly cannot be measured by money. Money is a very, very good tool that brings us a lot of joy, like bring our parents to travel and things like that. Yeah, so this is what we really are aiming for when we build the business.
Yeah, and later on after this, right, then we want to show a little bit about the good side first, right? Then we share a little bit about some struggles and also some breakthroughs and what happened from there. Yeah. So I mean, just want to share this. I mean, it's my family, right? I mean, this is really after I went Founders Platinum, and from there, the money that I started to bring them to go travel and able to pay for that. And that's something that I really love to do, right? We brought them to New Zealand, we brought them to Hokkaido, brought them to Bangkok. So this is just for you to see a bit of my parents, okay? So you know that where I came from. Okay, next slide. Yeah, this was in the left side was 2014. I was doing an OPP at this office, right? And then the right side, I attended this gentleman, Minky. I think he was an executive diamond. Just a little bit of my younger photos. Okay, and these photos of my uplines. If you see the top left-hand side, right, you see Carlin and Kerling, right? So they are sisters, and Carlin is the friend that brought me into the business. And then at the bottom left-hand side, I mean, you guys are definitely familiar, is William, who is my main mentor, right, for many years doing the business. The person in the center is passing, right? He's my business coach. He's the one that taught me the basics in the business. He's a platinum. And of course, right, Hong Ming, who is really a man of wisdom that guided us for so many years. Then this is actually with our current mentor. He's a Founders Executive Diamond, Kankan Bhattacharya, right? So this when he came to Singapore, also many years ago. Okay, so some photos from there. Yeah, JunWen.
Oh yeah, so this is my family. Actually I added a bit of videos, so I thought it might be more interesting. But yeah, so anyway, my parents, my parents, they really love traveling with us, like with the family. So I think to see them like having fun and enjoying themselves is brings a lot of joy and contentment for me. Yeah, so I really love such memories. And this is just like a short snippet. It was snowing heavily in Germany when we were there. Yeah, not sure if you can see the snow. Yeah, and then okay, wait. Yeah. So this is us in a business. Early on, like 2014 all the way to like 2017 and now. Yeah. And then this is when we visited Amway Malaysia. Yeah, so took photos with some of the founders' crowns. Yeah, so very, very memorable our journey thus far. I think we have seen quite a bit of functions and people, and it's all very inspiring to us, like hearing stories of wow, how they have like retired for 30 over years and having this lifestyle, like Edwin and Janet Diamonds. Wow, it's very, very inspiring. Yeah, so this is really rewards of the business. Actually, I have a lot of photos, so I will quickly go through.
Yeah, maybe first of all, right, I mean, we all love traveling, right? I think that what's the thing I really love, right, is unlimited travel with Amway. So we're really learning a lot from Casey also, right? She went to so many ARSs. So for us, actually for myself, that time, we are not married yet, so JunWen cannot go. So quite sad for her. But anyway, I went to the ARS to Las Vegas, and you see there's Casey and Tony here. I really stick to them, And the thing about building this business, right, is you want to go with your team, you know, so you have people around. So I know one around myself, I just stick to Casey and Tony, you know, throughout the trips, you know. Then I met Kelvin also. I'm not sure whether Kelvin remember, but it's such a journey, right? Okay, move on. Yeah, then, so we took photos at the casino. Then I went to LS in New Zealand, so we went to Auckland. You know, when we graduate, so when I graduated from uni, there's a grad trip. You know, my grad trip is fully paid by Amway, right? Because Amway pay for this. It's just nice, you know, when I graduate and then December that year, I went to New Zealand. So I went in lobster. I don't know. Yeah, I remember I just helped Casey and Tony take some picture. Then I just put a picture here. Okay, so someone you can, you know, you familiar with one, right? Then so these are New Zealand pictures. We move on. Alaska. We have qualified Alaska. Just looking forward to the trip next year, right? And then for Istanbul, we are finished our qualification this month for Istanbul, right? So really looking forward to a lot of travel with Amway. So this is what Amway is paying for our travels,
Yeah.
Right?
So this is like some personal trips. Just a disclaimer that like not all trips, our personal trips are paid with like fully with Amway income. Actually, we can if we choose to, but it has definitely allowed us to have many options, like traveling twice a year, like not to somewhere near, but like 2 times to Eastern Europe in a year, things like that.
So when I went Founders Platinum, right, I think my very first thing is I want to bring my parents to a bucket list travel. So meaning the place they really love to go. So our very first place was Hokkaido, and I paid 12,000 Singapore dollars, right? I paid for JunWen also. But now she haven't started working. And then and there's really some small benefits on the business.
Yeah, I also benefited. Yeah, so some photos are really nice. And we also met some Amway leaders, right, from Malaysia, is it?
Oh yeah.
On the ALS. Yeah. Yeah. So 2016, and then this is a video of Louis eating the mochi. Yeah, but anyway, such memories that we really enjoy. Yeah. So we went Eastern Europe twice in 2017. So I guess and back then, right, if you just remember the timeline a bit, I was 24 years old. Yeah, so I think still studying or just graduated. Just graduated. This was my grad trip in 2017. Yeah, so I guess for like a 24-year-old to really be able to travel to many places, right? It allowed me to see like the possibilities of the business. Yeah, so we're showing a lot of travel photos, right? Because traveling is really something that we enjoy. So in November, we went Eastern Europe again, but with Louis' parents this time.
Yeah, because we love it so much, right? Then we go to another package tour but you see, my parents, I wanted to bring our parents to travel, my parents to enjoy as well.
Yeah, but different places.
Different parts of Eastern Europe.
Yeah, then in 2018 April, we brought Louis's family to Korea. Yeah, so like we had some, so his whole family is here. We had some seafood, lobster, abalone, and yeah, I think seeing his parents like being very free lah. Yeah, it was really happy. 2018 August, same year, right? Yeah, same year. We went to New Zealand. So this was with everyone. My parents, his parents, my aunt and uncle, a lot of people. Yeah. So I think just some photos of what we did there. And my parents are very cute lah. They are a bit goofy. Yeah. So seeing like them being themselves was really nice. So like we played luge, and then this was like our background. You can see the cursor, right? Yeah, as we were eating. Yeah, so it was really nice. Then 2018-19, because it was over the year. We went to Taiwan with my family. Yeah, so we did a lot of activities. This is my twin sister. Yeah, so I guess we don't really look alike as we grow older. But yeah, so different experiences. We went back to Taiwan again 3 months later because we took our pre-wedding photo shoot there. So we took the chance to tour around. We love nature and sceneries. So we went river trekking, which was really interesting for us. It was the first time that we had such an experience. Will you be able to load? Okay, I'll just move on first. Yeah. Okay, so and then just some other scenic places. Taiwan, yeah, we went to the VIP lounge. In the same year, is it same year? Yeah. In the same year, we went to Japan in October. This was the last trip before COVID. One of our longer trips. I think 16 days. 16 days. Yeah. So it was very fun. We planned the whole trip ourselves, free and easy, like taking the railways, and then we had to row across to this place to eat the meal. Yeah, very very interesting. And then just last year, because like open up, right, restrictions, so we went to Germany with my family. Yeah, so it was really really beautiful. Longest trip ever, 18. I think is it 18 days? Longest trip ever, free and easy. Yeah, we went to Christmas market. Super, super love it there. It was very special for us. Yeah, so and then I think for this trip we paid for my parents I cannot remember. I think flight or transport or etc. So some expenses. Yeah. So so just some photos, right, that showed like really our lifestyle and our life over the past 4 to 5 years. Because we truly believe that when we put the business right, it can really pay for a lot of things in our life.
Yeah. And actually, the reason why we are sharing this, right, is really just to highlight that, just with really, even as a Q12 income on the side, wherever, because we know that a lot of you are actually working professionals, doing well in a job, but just with actually another Q12 income, right, the lifestyle can be really different, and if you love traveling, right, for me, I always feel that why not build a business, right, and let the business pay for everything. So, right, next time. Yeah, so for us, this was actually what happened. The top left is our very first property. We haven't collected the key yet, but we already have the cash, right, if you want to pay off everything. So we use a business income to pay off our wedding expenses, pay off. The bottom two is actually real our house renovation design. So same thing, we use a business income, right, to pay for all these expenses without touching our job income, right? So I mean that's the amazing part. Then and very recently, really thanks to Casey, we started to look at potential and we are finding certain opportunities, right? But my point is that I just want to highlight a point is that with a 2 million property in Singapore, right, monthly mortgage is 5,000, right? Easily a Q12 business or Ruby business, right, can easily pay for mortgage. And I love this part. For me, right, what I really love, right, is that I can actually use a business income to pay for all these mortgages and stuff. Why not? And I know that in Malaysia, people buy properties like nothing, right? Just accumulate property. For us in Singapore, it's a struggle, But my point is that it is possible, right? So, but we need to build a business right and have the motivation to want to build this right. Okay, next slide. Pay for our food. This is just within this month, right? All the pictures here is just what happened.
Different meals, all different meals.
Different meals and
in the past 2 weeks. How many? Yeah.
Past 2 to 3 weeks. So we don't bother to put a lot of pictures anymore. But the whole idea is that we love good food as well. So we love to bring our parents to eat good food.
Bring them to try new experiences. And I think it's really like despite all these expenses, our net worth, right, has always been increasing. It's not like, we have to take from our savings or things like that, but it's really an additional source of income that pays for it.
Correct. Then, and I think this is also very important because, right, we all know, right, that actually able to use Amway products, right, in one way or another, right, it can be a privilege because, right, I mean, Neutralite is really the best in the world. Right, we won't think of any other brands that can be Neutralite, right, and skincare and cosmetic. So we want to bring the best quality, right, to our family, okay? And business become a lifestyle,
So,
So I mean, I think all those are some of the tangible benefits and rewards, but really, right, what keeps us in the business is really the friendships that we develop along the way. A lot of the business you always see as a full package, not just about financial gains, but we meet a lot of friends, a lot of close friends, right, that we can count on, and we go out for meals together, enjoy each other's time, So these are some of the qualified sessions that we had with our speaker in the US. And this slide, right, is actually most connecting to me because, right, one of the most important things in my life is that I want to become the best version of myself. The reason for that, right, is because we cannot give what we don't have. If let's say I don't really know how to build business, right, I can't teach other people how to do that. So I want to make sure I work on myself, gain a skill set, a thought process, right, so that I can actually help others, right, in their path of growing their business. And the right-hand side is about mentorship. Like for us, the only reason we can build our business, right, is because of mentorship. So we feel we are very privileged. We are in a position we can contribute positively to people. And that's something we really love to do for the rest of our life. That able, right, to just because of our experience and our learnings, right, to be able to add value to people.
Yeah, but we also don't take it lightly because we know that the growth of our business, right, is very, very much limited by us. Like for us, we really crave to learn more and be more, because otherwise, right, we might be limiting the growth of our team, and we don't really want to see that happen. Yeah, so part 3 will just share a bit of our business journey. This is back to just hearing us speak. So I hope it's not too dry. There won't be any more slides. Yeah. Yeah, and I think just to carry on from there, right, how we had this breakthrough was really a few things. Yeah, so I think just to recap, actually it was just in the COVID past 1.5 years that we went from Q12 to Q12 Ruby, and then we broke a platinum. That will be qualifying Q12, I think by August. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think first of all, right, really, for us, we are really very grateful to our mentors, right, and coaches, William. Just now we saw some of my online coaches like Hua Xin, Hong Ming, Kai Ling, and also a system that really that really kind of brought me up in the business. From someone as a 19 years old, very raw, very hungry, very ambitious, right, to a founder's platinum business in 2014. And really, because of the thought processes, because of the way we build the business, right, our business had not dropped below 21% for any single month since then. But I think, like JunWen mentioned, there's some things that resulted in a breakthrough, which we wanted to share, right, in the remaining like 6 to 7 minutes. Now, what happened? Why we had this breakthrough, right? It's really because of a need. Now, and it's something that we realize and we experience for ourselves. Growth and breakthrough will happen, right, when there's a clear need. So when COVID happened in January 2020, right, it's really no longer a matter of why we want a breakthrough. For many years, since 2014, I was Q12, right? I always wanted a breakthrough. But it's just a want. It never went to become a need. So COVID, right, accelerated the want to become a need. We start to realize, right, that we need to achieve the breakthrough so that we can survive. I think in that period, I think a lot of businesses are concerned. I believe that maybe some of you have that feeling as well, that, hey, now with COVID, right, will the business survive? How will things be, right? So really, right, it becomes a need. A lot of uncertainty, and we need to figure a lot of things out, like how do we actually do meetings from physical to online. Now, but there was a few key things that happened, right, that it shifted our mindset, where actually now we realize everything now, right, becomes our responsibility and on us. We have the realization that if we don't make the business work, no one will. It's really, right, up to us. Really cannot depend on anyone else. It's really on us. So we were put in a position where we had no choice but to take ownership, right, for our business and for the growth. And because of that, we have a sense of urgency. Because we realize in life, right, there's no stagnancy. Anything in life, there's no stagnancy. Either there's progress, otherwise there's regress. So we are concerned whether there will be stagnancy. So we have a sense of urgency, right, to want to get a breakthrough.
Yeah, I think to put it in this way, right, it was more of like, if we didn't take charge of our business, there will be no more business. There will be no more team, because when we moved online, we couldn't meet, we couldn't see them, if there were no meetings, nothing. Yeah, the team would just probably just fall apart. And that was the fear that we had. We were just really thinking, oh no, how do we bring the team together online in this situation? Yeah, so that was really our push factor. I think initially it was a lot out of fear. Yeah.
So something that we have this clarity, right, is that the reasons why we started the business, right, it will change. It can be different, right, from the reasons why we continue building the business. Like I started off building the business because you remember that I just want to follow some people, I just want to learn from them. I didn't expect that, I can make the business work. But today, right, the reason why we are building is really so much different, right? Because we want to take our lifestyle to the next level. And more importantly, we want to be in a position, right, where we can really coach and guide people properly, right, so that they can grow in their business. So most of the time, right, we realize people start building the business is because, right, they lost their initial reasons naturally, because the starting reason is different, right? So something that we do very closely with our team, right, is very paramount to continuously, right, clarify our reasons for continuing the business. So, and that's something that I've been doing, all the while. So there are some ideas, right, that we can share with you on what are some of the things that we do. Okay, so the very first one is to journal your life. Now, what do I mean by that? In life, right, you have some things, right, that will inspires you. There was something that will drives you. I don't know what is it. It may be like, oh, you caught up with a friend and you realize, hey, financially he seems to be doing well. So I'm a competitive person, right? That will put me. Or it can be very inspiring, like, we spend a bit of time with Casey. Then, wow, just the whole aura is so different, right?
Yeah.
After that, we got so inspired, to want to take our business to the next level. Just getting. So what happened? I wrote this down. I wrote down in my journal. So I have a journal, right, that's called What Drives Me, What Pulls Me, and What Motivates Me. Now, the interesting thing in this is that every one of us has a driven different unique needs. We have different things that will drive us. So unfortunately, we cannot tell you what specifically is your need. It's really for you to have a realization that the kind of life that you want, the kind of need that you have, right? And the second thing that helped me over time, right, I keep thinking to myself is that if I'm 60 years old and I look back, what would I really regret if I have not accomplished those things? I don't want to go to 60, 70 years old and realize that, hey, I have so much things that I regret. And for me now, at least there's two things. Number one is to take our business to diamond level, right? Diamond ship. That's something that I cannot forgive myself, if I didn't actually achieve that. So that's something is a clear focus. And the second, right, is actually financial freedom, right? Meaning that, my goodness, I feel that I don't want to be working forever, right? I want to be in a position that totally financially free. So this is a little bit of, in terms of like why that breakthrough happened. It all began with a clear need. And yeah, JunWen.
Yeah, so I also put it in a slide, so I hope it's easier to just visualize. Just to summarize a bit of what Louise mentioned, right? So basically we shared about two main points so far. One is the clear need, and second is really, I guess, gaining clarity of our own needs. Yeah, so our need at that point in time was to save the business. I mean, not so 夸张 lah, not so exaggerated, but we felt a need to save the business. Yeah. So for me, right, I mean, my point is really on my own experience. Like I mentioned just now, right? Actually, we are both in quite a good career. I enjoy what I do. But there was a period in my business where I was in functions, but I wasn't really present. Like I was there in person, but I was just distracted. My mind was just somewhere else. So because at that point in time, I had, I think, quite an okay salary, good increment, promotion, in a very comfortable zone. And so I enjoy what I do, right? But I realized that after just like 2 or 3 years in my career, I was looking for something else. In fact, it was so funny. I kept thinking, right, okay, so I'm ready. What can I do that I can make extra income from? And it was so funny because apart from this business, actually I searched like drop shipping, buying and selling, trading products and things like that. Yeah, and I was thinking really hard. Like it wasn't like just a matter of anyhow thing, but I was thinking really hard because I saw that a career was not the way to go. I realized that a lot of work that I did, right, it was all for the year-end appraisal. And if my manager did not like you, no matter how hard I worked, right, or I OT, I will not progress. Essentially, right, my future was in someone else's hands, and I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it, like, being like just moved around like a puppet, like by someone else. That was so very abstract for me, like I just couldn't take it. And yeah, it was very funny, right? And then I was just looking around and thinking around, and then I just turned to Louis. And then it just hit me like a light bulb. I was like, oh yeah, actually I've been in this business for so long, right? But I think I never really saw it as the true answer, like I know that the business was good, like I really enjoyed the learnings, the system, everything here. But I guess I just really never saw it as the answer. And how come I had this realization, right? It was because, after working, we always learn from other people's wisdom, right? I wish I had learned earlier, but I had to go through it myself. It was really only after working for a few years, then I realized that a career is really not the way to go. I cannot build wealth. I cannot dictate my own path. I cannot do anything. I can only work for someone else. Yeah. And how come there was a light bulb switch? Was a few things. One, right, was that no matter how much I search and look, I realized that in other businesses, I couldn't build an asset unless it got big enough and things like that, but I might need to wait for many, many years. But here, right, in Amway business, the power of having a system allows your business to turn into an asset. Like, let's say I have 100 new people in my team today, right? I don't need to spend 1 hour per person teaching the same thing. That's 100 hours, right? They can actually listen to the same audio at the same time, read the same books, attend the same function, and get the same thought processes as me. This is so powerful because this allows for an opportunity, right? My business to scale. Because when I was looking for outside, right, like for other businesses or whatever opportunities, right, I was thinking, but I don't want it to just be like my effort because we learned about ESBI, right? So funny. Yeah, but I didn't want it to be just my effort. I wanted like this business to be an asset that can just, have money for me month after month. And second point, so first point was this business can be an asset. Second point was that there's leverage that you don't really see elsewhere. For example, it's similar, but 100 people sponsoring at the same time. It allows the business to grow exponentially. Like for right now, right, Louise and I, right, we are putting in probably the similar amount of time as when we were growing in Q12, but our income is many times different. So honestly, our question is, why not do it big? Because it's the same amount of time, right? No matter which level you're at, honestly, like 3%, 21%, right? You are still working on the business. You're still putting in the same amount of time, right? Week after week. The smartest way to do it right, is to is to like really reach like 3 to 21% fast and then build a platinum shape and move on from there. Yeah. Just not to be stuck there, And third is that this business, right, is mass market. Right, my products will always have a 市场. I will always have a market to sell to, and none of these, right, I found in other businesses. Yeah, but it took me a while to have this, thinking. And second, like I mentioned, when I was comparing with Louis, right, my net worth will always grow slower than Louis because I only had job income at that point in time. But then like Louis had like Amway and also job income. Yeah. So I think just to summarize is that our business really grew, right, when we discovered like the various needs in our life, and really realizing that this business, right, gives us everything we need. Yeah. So we hope that through like this breakthrough sharing, right, we'll also share how like the things that we did to achieve this breakthrough, because this was more of like why did it occur, right? So why did it occur, right? We hope that somehow, somewhere, you also realize or you like create a need for yourself as well. Yeah.
Yeah, to understand your stuff. So in terms, and for a job thing, right, I just want to, because I moved jobs, I changed jobs, right? And then I started to realize that, my goodness, I really put in quite some time, like quite long hours into my work. I work in finance investments, right? I realized at the moment I changed my job, all the things I've done, right, is gone. But when I compare to my Amway business, right, I also realized that whatever effort I've done, right, for like all the years I put in the business, right, it's continuous. So I realized, right, that time is different, right? The time we put in business is very, very different from the time we put in a job. So later I will touch on this point, which is point 4. Now, the last segment, right, we just want to share about how we had this breakthrough. We're just going to share a bit of things that we experienced and what we realized, right? Now, the very first thing is about taking business ownership. Now, what happened is that even though for us, we have been actively working to grow our business, right, from Q12 and all the way for last, 5-6 years, right? Now, what happens is that we did not take ownership of our business and grow. What I see that is that we over-relied, which is rely on our mentors, right? We over-rely on mentors. And this is very, very different, right, from getting support, which is in Chinese called 依靠. So we realized over the years, right, we are too over-reliant. So everything, right, something happened or what, right? Oh, I have my outlines, right? They are very, very good. I can always speak to them and stuff like that. So as a result, right, it weakens me, weaken us mentally in a sense, right? Now, so what we did, right, is that we started to be very, very intentional. Is that, well, our mentors are there and we are very appreciative and we speak to them very often to learn. We wanted to start learning and understand what made this business work, why people stay. So in addition to things like adding value, having a minimum standard skill set in sponsoring and sales, but also, right, inculcating the faith in our team and focusing them on getting to be strong so that no matter what, they can build this business and it will work for them. Okay. Now, so for what happened is just merely a shift in mindset. We start to realize, right, that we are 100% responsible for our business and our future, and that person that can take our lifestyle to the next level, right, is only myself and JunWen. So we started to examine how we can grow the business. What has worked well for us, what has not been doing well for us. So we really, really study the business. Okay.
Yeah. So some things we did, right, under like taking ownership, right, was so for example, when we plan the topics after every event, we ask each other like, okay, did it go well? And then like things like, when we read a book with key insights, then we will share with the team. Basically everything that we did, right, our mind was saturated with our business. Every audio, every book we listened to, even like having chat with friends and things like that, we were just thinking about, oh, actually this piece of information, right, wow, it's very good to share with the team. Yeah, so it was all about like, how do we grow our team to be stronger and better? Because people, right, I mean, people we have weaknesses, right? For example, like if sometimes new people, if they join the business, if they face some like rejections or negativity, they might feel very upset, and then some of them might leave. Yeah, so what we were focusing on at that point in time was to build a team, right, that would be bulletproof. Like, they wear the bulletproof suit, whatever negativities come to them, right, they're okay. Yeah, and that took some time, because it was really for them to understand that this is just life. Like, people will come and go, but it's never you. It's just part and parcel of life. And to help them understand this like similar points. Yeah. So another thing that we did was we formed committee with our key leaders. So we have like a monthly communication meeting. So like we're taking feedback, we're taking ideas from the ground, because they work with their own people on the ground, right? And then we work on our own like brief and everything. So we take in all the different ideas to see how we can continuously, right, improve on the environment and culture. We also, how many points already? But anyway, the next point is that we also designed the environment online. Because offline, right, we could see each other, we could say hi, there's a friendly environment. But online, right, everyone is at home. You only see each other through the screen. So we had to design an environment, right, that encouraged growth. It was nurturing, it was friendly. People wanted to be part of this meeting. Like, they would look forward, right, to our weekly meetings. Yeah, and they wanted to just join and contribute. Another thing was Amway, I think at the point in time, probably 2020 or 2020, they rolled out the BFI BBI Core Plus plan. Yeah, so we started focusing on having like some goals, like to hit a number of BFI or BBIs, and things like that. Yeah, so we started to run this business, right, as a business, I mean, properly, yeah, from our point of view.
Yeah, and I think to make a very important point, right, is that starting this business doesn't mean we learn how to run it like a business, and for me, it really took me years for me to gain that understanding. And we realized that if we learn to build this like a business, right, it will give you that business income. So these are some things of our realization. So that's point one about taking ownership. Other 3 points will be quite short. The second point is about continuous improvement. So when we started to take ownership for our growth and taking our business to the next level, right, we start to really understand, right, that what is the kind of environment that will nurture growth, and we realize, right, that people need to feel safe, they need to feel respected, they need to feel comfortable with the environment as a starting point. But it's not to make them feel so comfortable. Once they are comfortable, right, that's where we start to actually pass on thought processes. We try to, with the intention, right, to empower them, to strengthen them. So that's the very first time we put in for years, I think months after month, right, we put a lot of effort to actually design a great environment, right, that can nurture growth. The second thing is culture. We start to realize, right, that very important is a certain team culture. For example, the mindset about people taking care of each other, about being united, about the mindset of the culture of contribution, willingness to serve. So a lot of these things, right, actually came from where I learned from, which is my coaches and mentors. And last but not least, on this point about continuous improvement, we no longer read and listen just to read and listen. We read and listen, right, is because we want to understand how successful organization grows, and to understand, right, about successful leaders, what it takes to be successful leaders, what are their thought processes. We realize there's a gap, and we realize there's a quick win by making sure that we kind of close the gap in terms of our level of difference in understanding. We start to grow our business. So that's the second point about continuous improvement. The third point, right, the importance of mentorship. No matter how hard me and JunWen comes together with our key leaders, right, to think about stuff, we will go back to our mentors, to our online mentors, right, and we prepare extremely well. Every month, in fact, tomorrow night, right, we'll be speaking to our mentors again, right. We meet them once a month, but we treasure that 1 hour because they have mega business, right. So for us, that's very, very critical for me. But for us, right, we prepare very well. We run through what's our goals and our game plan. And when they actually give approval, they say yes, or they give some comments and stuff like that, we became confident that hey, our plan right, is working well. And then we are progressing, we are doing the right things. So that's something that really helped us a lot, where we actually on a month-to-month basis, right, we game plan and then we set goals for our business as well.
So during our monthly game plan, one segment that's very important that we did was like to do more of what worked and to do less of what don't work. Actually, we realized that I think start of COVID, we realized that was not something that we were doing on a monthly basis, which means that we could have been doing things that didn't really work, but we just went with the flow because we have always been doing it, right? No reason to change. But it didn't work because we had to be very, very intentional in everything that we do. Like whenever we recommend something to our team, right, there must be a reason for it, because we also didn't want the team to like put in effort, right, and then not see and I guess it wasn't like because of something that we thought through. So in a monthly game planning, we always have this portion, like, what went well for the month, what didn't go well, and then really starting to do more of what worked for us.
Yeah, and actually there's a lot of materials, a lot of books, right, relating to goal settings, and really, right, a lot of people set goals, right, but what happens is that we realize that if you learn to set goals properly, it can grow, it can maximize your accomplishments, it can give you a more inspiration, right, because it's the right goals that you're setting. And last but not least, right, the last factor that allow us, right, to actually have this breakthrough, right, is about where we are giving our best energy. Okay, I'll come to that, but where we are giving our best energy, and this is the greatest differentiator. So many. Okay, because for us, we value time a lot, right? So we really make sure we time ourselves. But the very last point, right, is about where we give our time. Now, what happened is that for many years, even as a Q12 or whatever, right, we got very busy. We got very busy, right, with the wrong things. Not to say they are wrong. We do a lot of huddle sessions, game planning sessions. We do a lot of planning, preparing, all this kind of stuff. But this doesn't take our business to emerald. This doesn't take our business to diamond. We start to realize, right, that we are giving our best energy to the wrong things. So when I started to make that shift, where I start to realize, right, that my goodness, I need to give my best energy, right, to my business, whether it's the daytime or the nighttime, right, things started to shift. So I think that's something, right, that is worthwhile to think about. That on a day-to-day basis, right, whatever we are doing, is it helping us to progress towards building a structure, building our customers, building leaders? These are the three key outputs in my view of the business. Okay, so I think we will wind down, right? So as not to take up the rest of the time, we just really hope that through our sharing, right, you get to know me and JunWen a bit better. And perhaps, right, give you a bit of hope that breakthrough is possible, because it happened for us after so long. Then as long as we continue to clarify our needs, and also to understand that it is worth it to build it, to a platinum level, to a Q12 level, I really can assure you that you elevate your lifestyle to the next level. Build a business right, let the business right, pays for a lot of things. Okay, so for us, we are looking to start Emerald qualification in September this year. Right, it's something that we are striving towards, and it's a goal that align with our team. But really, where our destination is Executive Diamond in the coming few years, really want to work towards it. Okay, so with that, we are more or less done, but we can have maybe 5 minutes if time allow for Q&A, depending on the organizers. If there's time.
Wow, thank you so much for the awesome sharing from Lewis and JunWen. Okay, so now we are open for the Q&A session, right? So anyone have question can just type in the chat box or just unmute to ask your questions. And before that, let's type 88 and give them a lot of flowers, okay, for our founders platinum, Lewis and JunWen.
Okay, thank you so much
for all the messages.
Yeah, we definitely hope to see each other in one way or another, rather than CD shop in Singapore or in online or something like that. Okay, but really thank you so much for Casey and Tony for inviting us. Really thanks Founders Diamond, Janet and Edwin for having us here as well.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Of course, Casey.
Thank you so much for everything. I learned so much as well. Now, Louis and JunWen, your team is huge, I know. Yeah. But if somebody who is much more senior than both of you, yeah. So how do you build their leadership skills and things like that? You know, sometimes because of age difference. Yeah. Have you ever encountered challenges like that? And how do you overcome it? Thank you.
Thank you, Casey. I mean, I just share my viewpoint. You know, I started when I was 19, and then now I'm 32, 33 years old, thereabout. Yeah, I mean, for my age, I think guys, it's okay to share. But anyway, my point, right, is that I always stay young. I always stay young, meaning that, you know, because I spend so much time with them, like they're in their 25s and all these things, right? I don't feel like getting older. I feel that will be a very important thing, is that actually just by sometimes spending time with them, getting to know them, doing things that they can enjoy together, right, at different age, I feel that that is a state of mind.
Yeah. And like we having an older IPO in the business, in the team.
Yeah. Sorry, Casey, your question is about, let's say if we are older, how can we actually build that connection with younger people and develop them, is it? Or how can we work with older people?
Oh, Casey, I'm muted.
Casey, I'm muted.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I just trying to move my cursor. Don't know why. Maybe the cursor is going to I mean my mouse. Anyway, yeah, no. If have you ever have a situation whereby somebody who is much more senior than you are, yeah, and as they say, they want to build the business, right? So how do you lead them?
Okay.
Yeah. We actually have actually in our team we have not many, probably just one or two IBOs like that. I mean, for us, we never believe that age is kind of like a limiting factor. They join a business because they feel that there's something in it for them, right? Our main concern, right, and our focus is really it's really more of, if you join the team, then how can we make sure that, you know, we can guide you in a way that can help you to get what you want out of this business. Yeah, that's really our main focus. Because everyone joins for a different reason, no matter the age. Like really, because we have really young IBOs as well. And for older, I mean, I won't say older lah, but for like more mature IBOs, sometimes I would say once they see that, hey, actually we can add value to them, we do have like maybe a bit of credential in business, you know, a bit of track record in helping people to achieve what they want to, more or less, right, they actually do listen to you, like, you know, kind of take in your suggestions. Yeah, but of course we don't start with, we don't talk to them the same way as we talk to young people. Yeah, we don't do like, oh, you know, you should read and listen every day, you should do this, do that, you know, you should attend functions. Yeah, we don't do that because they are mature, they actually know what to do. And if their why is clear, right, if their need is clear for the business, they will naturally turn up. They will naturally show up, right, and do the things, right, that we recommend, because these are things that will help them to go to the next level. Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Back to the host. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope it answers your question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the sharing and explanation. So anyone else have questions for Louis and JunWen? Seems like no more, right? So
they're too shy. Sorry,
too shy.
They're too shy to ask. Yes, and that's why the Louis and JunWen need to come back again for another session. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So for next session, we will pass the mic to our founders Diamond to do the closing.
Okay, thank you, Louis and JunWen, fantastic sharing. Really, he's such an awesome sharing. I believe that everyone do definitely gains something to think about, something to absorb and to practice. In fact, when this Louise was mentioning, you know, when I started at 19 and right now I'm at 33. Wow, 33 is still such a young age, correct? Because for a 33 and start having a very established networking business, and this is an asset-based business. And I find in my process of learning and growing and breakthrough, one thing I realized, if your need is really become more and more clear, and you can withstand challenges of no, reject, readjust, you will be there. During this process, it's the accumulation of experiences, accumulation of strength, and it's really like deposits or saving accounts. Saving account of strength, saving account of knowledge and experiences. I really thank this Louise and JunWen so much that as when I am listening, a lot of refresh, reflects, as well as things to rethink and to learn. I was, discussing with Casey, and just now when Louise and JunWen is here, I said one thing, that if they can actually today letting us reflect, is that I believe most, if not all of us, already had that quality. And really, I think they had through their sharing, telling is that if we again rethinking and having the state of mind and really truly having the ownership, responsibility, these words we can understand, but really going through you and really you aware, this is something else. So that sense of urgency, only you hold the key. I remember when I started taking this business seriously is when I was doing MBA, that we need to say about the business idea, what we wanted to start the business, and breaking all the such a good brain together, and then they come out with the 8 business model that hopefully after the MBA they can be great in the business building. And among that, there are tuition center, there are chain store, lobby, they had consumer business, and a mushroom growing business. And really, like what JunWen was mentioning, when during that time, I am really asking myself, hey, what am I talking about? Why I never actually really take Amway business as the real business? We don't can tell people this is a business of your own, but do you through your heart sincerely believe and really understand you had a golden business opportunity in your hand? And this one nobody can help. Only you can. And this is where I find today our very best summarized by this young couple. This really, really good. That in such a clarity, that take responsibility and really say where you spend your best energy. Where you spend your best energy. Pick up a few good books, sharpen your goal setting, and realize your goal. And may pay for all the traveling expenses. We just need to earn that ticket, that trip, and all of us can really having fun. And remember, today is just 3 or 4 days after the April Fool of 2022. We don't fool around anymore. Let us really make this a success. As what they mentioned, the need come in so hard when they start realizing not so much of what are the things that added, is that really, am I going to lose the business? And for us, really, it's not just Enway. We just say sources of income that flow into the family. One other form of disaster come by, may not call COVID. Where are we? Do you really realizing something that's in your hand and able to give you passion income that really can, you know, like 33 years old, can bring both side parents to travel overseas and enjoying life. Okay, so I believe that all of us have different needs, but remember, Enway is the equal opportunity. So with that, thanks again for Louise and JunWen, such a great thing to read, a great opportunity to have both of you here. And as what Casey said, she will definitely find some opportunity to have you all back again. Okay, all right, thank you. Good night. I pass back to our awesome host, Bella. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the closing, Damon Jeanette. Let us give her applause and then some flowers. Okay, so I believe that everybody has learned a lot tonight, right? And has your bigger takeaway here is that we have to be 100% responsible for our own business and of course our own future, right? Okay, so before we end our meeting for tonight, I would like to info about the next week session. Okay, so next week session will be brought by our awesome founders Diamond, Jeanette, and also by Bay. So make sure you don't miss the next week session. Okay, so thank you so much everyone, and then see you again next week.
Thank you.
And also
Awesome.
thank you so
Good
much
night.
again for
Thank
Louis and
you.
JunWen.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Louise. Thank you,
Bye.
Diamond.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.